All right, we are live. So I'm going to wait a little bit, but tell me again, tell everyone kind of where you're located at.
Well, I'm located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Nice. Are you born and raised there?
I was born and raised in Philadelphia. Was born in South Philly, raised in West Philly.
Nice, nice. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited today. Now, your name is it Sheneeta?
Well, most everybody in the real estate industry knows me as Sheneeta Blue because Sheneeta is my name and Blue is my nickname.
This because when you popped up, I'm like, wait, I'm really confused right now. I've been talking to Erica.
So Sheneeta is my real name.
Got it. Okay, well, Sheneeta, it's so nice to meet you because I've been calling you the wrong name.
No, you've been calling me the right name. That's my name too.
Okay. Okay, good. Well, at least I got you on here. And so I'm so glad that I reached out and we got you on here because I can't wait to hear about how many deals have you closed so far with DealMachine?
I've closed 3 deals on DealMachine, and I'm currently working on 2 more. Yeah.
And do you mainly wholesale or flip?
I mainly wholesale. So I'm a wholesale real estate investor, in Philadelphia. And I'm just really excited about the opportunity that wholesaling has been able to bless me with.
Awesome. Yes. And everyone, welcome. So first I want to just ask you, how did you get into real estate investing? What's your story?
Well, around a year ago, I got into real estate investing. I had worked for the city, of Philadelphia municipal government for around 7 or 8 years, and then I was injured on the job and was unable to return back. So I had to find out, well, what is it that I need to do so that I, can still do something that I'm passionate about and something that I love. And so my cousin Quinn, she's been a real estate agent for over 20 years, and she had been trying to get me involved in real estate. I was like, I don't want to do that. But I was open, to something new. So I was on Facebook and I would see this guy, Joe, who would be posting, free workshops for people, to become educated and knowledgeable about real estate. I said, let me go and check this out. So I went and checked out. I found out what the 4 types of investors are, but I just wasn't sure which one I wanted to be. So it wasn't until, I had started going to his workshops. I would locate properties, but I couldn't find the owners. So I have a, really, vast research skills that I've been using for around 14 years. And so as a result of that, I was looking for an owner, and it wound up taking me from Philadelphia all the way to Cucamonga, California. And I contacted the seller of the property, and she was just interested with how I found her. So it was at that point where I'm like, so I shared the story with another group that I'm in, and also my cousin Keena. And Keena was like, cuz I really think that wholesaling would be something good for you. And we just started looking at the different skill sets that I had and was able to match that with wholesaling. And so I love looking for properties. I love looking for the owner. So property grabbers. So I had to also tell you about that, where we just don't do wholesale. So what I also do is I locate property owners for savvy real estate investors. So when the real estate investors are unable to find their owner through regular skip trace means, they come to me for a deeper dive. And so I do the deeper dive research. And so that's how I began to, I found my niche, but wholesaling is something that I really enjoy doing, and the momentum is going. It's just going.
Oh my gosh. So now you said, is this just for August? When did you close those last 3 deals? Were those in July?
No. So I closed 2 deals in June 23rd. I closed the 3rd deal July 14th.
Wow.
And then so it's really wonderful. So I have 3 properties on the same block that was vacant. Once those properties and those deals well, one of them sold in July. So I have two more. I have one across the street in Delaware, it's across the street on the block, and then the one next door to it.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, so once this block is fully renovated, there will be no more vacant properties on that block. And so that's one of the missions of Property Grabbers, is that we want to revitalize neighborhoods. We want to bring those neighborhoods back up to what they used to be so that people can live comfortably and have a really nice block to live on to raise their families.
And are you mainly doing the south side where you grew up, or are you going where you are right now did you say you were in the west side?
Yeah, so I concentrate in 19151, 19131, or 19121. And then I just started going into the Wilmington, Delaware market.
Oh my gosh. And do you have drivers in your group that drive for dollars?
No, I don't have, I was just a one-man show. And then, and then I actually hired an acquisitions guy, a boots on the ground for me in Delaware. Wow. So I was just pretty much doing this on my own. But what I've learned now I have a business coach, her name is Jamila Payne of Daily Success Routine, is that you have to have your systems in place so that, your hands can pretty much be off of it and your business can run, it can be automated. Right. So I'm in the process of automating everything. So just got my my Facebook private group up. My Instagram is up. The same guy that's the boots on the ground for me, he's a software engineer. So he's going to be doing some build out for me on some systems so that I can hire a VA, couple VAs to do what I need them to do. And I have a marketing manager that does all my social media.
Oh my gosh. It just blows my mind that you're like, oh, I started this a year ago. And then you're telling me all these people that are a part of your team and like these deals that are coming through. And like, I have so many questions right now. First thing I want to know is like, can you walk us through like how you got your first deal with DealMachine? Like, what was the process for that?
Sure. So the process was I had, again, found a property in West Philadelphia. It was located at 61st and Collar Hill. It used to be called the Checkerboard. It was a bar, and it was sitting there vacant for a number of years. I want to say since around 2014.
Oh, wow.
So this property was under LLC. And so it had taken me, I want to say probably around 3 months I want to say close to 4 months to actually find the owner. Right. And I found him, and he lives in Miami, and he has family here, but I was able to get in touch with his wife, and his wife, she handed him the phone. And from there, we started, of course, building a rapport is so important. But this deal took 6 months to close because of the COVID. We were getting ready to go to the closing table in March.
Oh my gosh.
And the lender shut everything down. So the COVID, the pandemic, it had affected it. But you know what? It closed. And we closed in June, and, it was a win-win situation. And it was two properties. They were side by side, but they were set, the deals were separate. So those are the two deals that I actually sold to an investor here in Philadelphia.
Oh my gosh. So what was, if you don't mind me asking, what was your wholesaling fee for?
So the wholesaling fee it would have been $15K, but I JV'd. So we came out $7,500 a piece on the properties.
That's so amazing. And I love that you went after an LLC, because a lot of people get really concerned with, going after corporate properties. So but that didn't scare you. You were just like, I know this is going to be.
I found them, because this is what I do, and this is what I love to do. And then the third deal, I was in Wilmington, Delaware, going to a friend's house. I just started driving for dollars. And I found this property on Clayton Street in Wilmington, Delaware. And it had taken me some time to find this woman. I could not find her, but I found the church that she belonged to.
What?
Yep. And I called her pastor.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So you're almost like a PI. You're like almost
yeah. So I'm like the Sherlock Holmes of real estate investing. I find and locate people. So I do have reoccurring clients that are really savvy, really real estate investors that come to me for services.
Holy cannoli. I love that you're just like, I couldn't find anything better, but I found the church she goes
I found her church. And so we built, I talked to the pastor. The pastor is already interested in real estate. I was able to give him some information about people that he can contact here in Philadelphia that he possibly can work with because he wants to build. But he got in touch with her. She got in touch with me. And the property
made a whole networking circle there. Like,
yeah.
that blows my mind. You're like you're a PI. You're the Sherlock Holmes of real estate investing.
And like the biggest thing about that deal in Delaware is that when we were about to close, the buyer was like, the seller has to come to the table with money. I'm like, she don't have any money. This lady is older. She don't have it. So looked at that. She owed almost a $7,000 water bill. Well, I got that water bill down from $6,979 to $455.13.
What?
And she wound up walking away from the table with money.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. So, the whole point is not just about you finding properties and you getting them under contract and you assign them. There are so many things in between things that you have to do in order to close that deal. And I just want to shout out Stephanie Smith. You guys know her. She has a Wake Up Investment. She's just been an instrumental person in my life. She was like, that deal got to close or it got to close. It has to close. You got to do what you got to do. And so I started building rapport in Delaware. And I'm working on some other stuff with the property across the street from there, just to, decrease some things down because we're coming in and revitalizing a whole community.
Right.
And so, we're not asking for much. We're just asking for people to work with us. And so that's what we're doing, here at Property Grabbers. That's what we're doing.
And you have this spirit of helping instead of kind of what you were saying, instead of being like so money oriented. And I feel like people who are successful in this, that's when it gives back tenfold to you because you are being so genuine with them. Like that what you said it was like $7,979.
That's how much that water bill was.
You are blowing my mind here. You find people at their churches and contact their pastor, and like now you're taking their water bill down thousands of dollars.
Yeah. So shout out to Wilmington, Delaware. Shout out to Mr. James for his help. And I'm gonna tell you some things happened along with this deal. This woman, while we were under contract, someone had OD'd in the house because they were using heroin. So they were squatting in the house and they was getting high. And this woman died in there. And not only that, but the seller had a whole heart attack. She had a heart attack during this time. And so, I'm like, is this going to close? And I'm just in touch with her daughter, letting her daughter know everything that was going on from day one. And I was just letting her mom know, please don't concern yourself about what's going on. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to handle it. And with God, all things is possible. So I was instrumental in making sure that she was walking away. She didn't walk away with what she wanted because of the amount of bills that were owed on the property, but she walked away with some money that she would be able to do some things with. And
how did you deal with squatters? Did you have to get the cops out there? Like, what did you?
Well, when I would come in the property, I'd tell them to get out. And I had a problem. I would go there by myself and tell them to get out. And
so Sheneeta services are private investigator. She can go get people out of your house. I love it. You are just such a boss babe. And this is a very and nothing against that it's male dominated, but there's primarily males. So the fact that you were a one woman show and now you're building out processes, you're getting VAs, you're helping other real estate investors who can't find people. Yes. Here's some questions here. So how do you get the information for the LLCs? I don't know if that's private, that you want to keep your hidden secrets there.
Well, I won't. So my process is I use the internet. And I just really can't explain it, but the research skills that I have, I just know the right questions to ask. It's about how you ask the questions, and if the answer doesn't come, I keep working it until it does. And so, of course, I may use certain things because the process is first. I look at the county records, right? So I can make sure that I get, and identify the property history. That tells you a lot. That if you look through it, it has so many hidden things in it, and you have to read it. You have to go through those documents. Second, I may go through, Google. And I love what is that one with the B?
Um,
I forget what this thing is called, but it's a search engine to start with a B. Bing. I like Bing. I think that Bing is so good when it comes to looking for properties and businesses. And then I like the white pages. I like white pages too.
I used to use that reverse lookup thing on white paper.
That gives you a lot of information as well. But it's more so in the line of questioning that you're asking and what you're looking for. So I would say be very specific about what it is that you're asking for. Don't use a lot of words. Just be very concise, to the point, and specific with what you're asking for. And you'll see that it'll go like, you'll have an arrow and you might get something, but then when you look at something else, you'll get something else, and you just keep on. So it's like you're building upon a story. And in that story, you'll find exactly what you're looking for, especially a relative or somebody. You can even talk to neighbors. You can talk to people about what they've seen, who they saw, what, and gain the information. So it's like, because I have this I spy type of, I don't mind hunting for what it is. So if you see my shirt, it say, does the hard bird dog, so you don't have to. I go hunting. And you see, so this is my dog. This is Coco. Oh, it's on this side. This is my dog, Coco. She's a Rottie. And so, I find, I locate, I look until something comes up.
Oh my gosh. See, this is why you're an awesome person too. You're a dog person. So you are.
That's my dog. She's at daycare right now.
Oh my gosh. I love so much. My dog's my baby. So I totally feel you on that.
Yeah.
You're talking about like talking to the neighbors, you called the church and all that stuff. So do you just focus on like cold calling? Do you do door knocking? Do you do the whole kit and caboodle? Like, what are your ways of reaching out to sellers?
So I cold call. I don't use scripts. That's just something that I don't do. Because I'm a natural person where I can build rapport really quickly. It's just that service oriented, or being service minded. I come with empathy and compassion, because that's what sales is about. It's about empathy and compassion. It's not about money.
Yeah.
So I always come, with an empathetic, and of course, eager to help, right? So I cold call. I email. I also send out my postcards using DealMachine. And what else do I do? I'll knock on your door too.
I mean, I figured once you were talking about getting the squatters out, I'm like, this one would probably just start knocking on doors.
Oh yeah. I don't have no problem with knocking on nobody's door.
Well, but if I saw you knocking on my door, I'd be, so have you been doing that though since COVID, or have you not really done that as much?
Not really. I've been to a couple places where I was knocking on the door or whatever, and they did answer. And I explained to them what I was coming for. And unfortunately, one of the owners and his wife was really sick. So couldn't really be in contact with them. I have to find out some more information. Right. But what I would usually just say is I let them know who I am, why I'm there, regarding their property, and I'm just interested in purchasing it. And they'll just say, well, we are not interested, or yeah, and we go from there.
Now, have you ever had one where, and I'm sure you have, but like where you're talking to them about their house and they're like, oh no, but I know my brother or like my cousin, or have there been many referrals off of people because of?
Not really. Not really. Not really. Because what I find is a lot of people, they carry shame around, and then people are very private,
Right.
But even when I cold call, and if it's not the family member, I just always say, hey, would you mind keeping my number and possibly getting in contact with them? And hopefully they'll give me a call back. And is it okay if I can follow up with you in a week or so? And they always say yes. They always say yes. And then when I get the defensive calls, they be like, ma'am, what you calling for? And I just get really quiet. And I say, did I catch you at a bad time? And they said, well, I just want to know what you're calling for. Well, I'm just calling to talk to you about the property located at so-and-so. I see that there's some work that need to be done. How can I assist you? Is there anything that, I can do? Because I'm really interested in the property and I would love the opportunity to talk with you about it. And it brings them down a little bit, when you're there to help.
You have a calming demeanor. Like,
thank you.
You do.
Don't get on my wrong side. No,
I would never. But I can tell, like, you have the, hey, don't get defensive. Like, I'm here to be nurturing. Like, you have like that nurturing feeling.
I do. Thanks. I sometimes it get me in trouble. But I've learned, in my, I want to say in the last 5 or 6 years, I've learned to kind of step back and just observe. Not so much is, I'm helpful, but I'm really like, if people want my help, they'll ask me. I don't want to just jump in and think that I'm this savior, because I'm not. But, when it comes to people and their properties, there's still even a process, because people are still holding on to their properties, even though they may owe a lot of money. It's just so many memories, right. So those are the people that you got to continue to work with and just keep building a rapport with. And I just want to tell you about one other thing.
Yeah.
One of my clients, he was interested in a property, but he said, when you contact these people, just know that a family member was murdered in there. I said, you want me to call these people? Somebody was murdered? How long ago? So he was telling me it was probably like a month after it happened. So it was all in the papers here in Philadelphia, where, some family members were murdered in the house. And I was just able to build rapport. And I still talk to, it was a joint seller. I still talk to him, but these are the type of things that we have to do. And we have to allow ourselves to be in uncomfortable positions, right? And just come out of our comfort zone and do what's necessary. This is what the client wanted. So, and he didn't sell the property to him, but they're working together. So he's helping him to understand the process, right, of selling the property, what to look for and stuff of that, things of that nature. So we still talk, we're still helping him out. And, again, at the end of the day, it's not about money. It's about service.
Well, that's a huge, a month after is really fresh still. So you had to really tread lightly with that.
I did. And by the time I was finished with this man, he said to me, I'm so glad you called me. He said, because I felt like I was about to have a nervous breakdown.
Oh, I'm sure he felt really helpless with everything.
Yeah. Oh my God. I called in the nick of time. So, this is where wholesaling can take you. Yeah. Or real estate investing, period, can take you into uncomfortable, waters. But you have to navigate through those things.
I want to put some of these up here because people are saying some great things. We got Sterling. We got P. Thomas who says, that's great, Erica, for providing the service to people. And then I do have quite a few people asking how they can connect with you. And so I have your Instagram. Is your Facebook group for just certain people or like?
Yeah, so my Facebook group is called Property Grabbers, and it is a community for savvy real estate investors.
Okay.
However, if someone is a beginner or a novice and they have never did it before, you're more than welcome to come and join my group. There are going to be some things that I am going to be doing this in September. I'm going to be doing an enrollment event because I'm going to be teaching wholesaling. So anybody is interested, please, you could come on into the group. It's going to be a lot of great content involved. And this is just something that I want to do, something that I'm very passionate about. Shout out to my business coach again, Jamila, for her level of expertise and her patience with working with me. So my email address is admin, ADMIN, at propertygrabbers.com or propertygrabbers@gmail.com. And of course, my IG is at Property Grabbers, and the Facebook group is Property Grabbers.
Okay, I put the email address for admin. And then, guys, I will attach everything else in the description. This will be posted on YouTube. So I will put all of that in there. World of Heart says, I love it. And then Clinton asked about how to connect with you. Oh my gosh, we have so many here. I like totally was getting caught up talking. Elise, you've been great. A major reason why I stayed with DealMachine as direct mail vendor. Oh, GD, so happy to hear that. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
She seems like the type that'll get together and calm them down. Yes,
yeah.
You sure do. Oh, Royal GG wants to. I haven't seen you on here in a while, GG. Yes, I'd like to offer and be a service to people. And this little bit has made him feel really good. So you are making differences here. I'm so glad that you were able to come on here. I know it was like so last minute, and I was like, I don't even know if she'll want to come on, but
yes, I had to check my schedule because usually on Mondays I don't work. So those are the days where I get my errands done. And, I just kind of put some things into perspective on Mondays.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, so how many properties, do you have a goal of how many properties you put in a week, or a month, or how do you get yourself out there?
Well, I don't have a schedule anymore, but I will be doing this on Thursdays. I will be driving for dollars, but I'm out. Like when I'm out, I just add. So I would say like a typical week for me would be between 5 and 10, but it's so many freaking leads in my DealMachine that, and they haven't all been touched. So again, we getting ready to get busy because I have a goal in mind that I want to at least, close 10 deals a month. And so that's why I have to put things into perspective. And so, my financial system is up. What else is my other system? So of course the client attraction I'm definitely working on that. That's why I have the, social media content going on at this time, and of course client nurturing system. And so I use Trello to keep me on. It's a project management software that's free, that helps to guide my day. And of course my Google Calendar helps to guide my day. And I think that's about it.
I mean, you don't need too many because then you're going to start losing your marbles. I had like 3 and I was like, oh, my to-do lists were everywhere. So Google Calendar, and we use Asana, which is like Trello. So
okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I stick to those 2 and I do not go anywhere else because I will lose it. I won't remember what I've been doing. Yeah. So I feel like, okay, so you're going to close 10 deals a month. I love this. I think that, we're obviously going to stay in touch, but David just now told us that if we find people who are doing, 2+ deals a month with DealMachine, we'll have our videographer come out and do a case study on you.
What? Uh-oh, that's incentivizing me right now.
I'm just saying. I mean, I would love you. I think besides Crystal Polite and Dedrick, I think she's the only female we've done a case study on. So
I hope I don't even know if they're on here, but I did let them know because I'll see them tonight because I am in the deal. I'm in the driving for dollars course.
oh, you are? That's awesome.
Yeah, so I joined. I probably joined like January or something like that.
You
And
love
so
it.
we meet every Monday. And a lot of us are doing it. Like a lot of us are winning in their group, and we get so many nuggets on Monday nights. So just that. Of course, I have Stephanie. Stephanie Smith.
Mm-hmm.
She's she is so good. I talk to her mostly every day. In fact, she's buying 2 deals from me. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. But my network of people, is really growing. And so it's like the people that are actually buying my deals, these are people that I have a relationship with.
That's amazing. And that's what you need. I feel like real estate investing is all about the relationship, whether it be the sellers or the buyers or the partners it's all about relationships. So I love it. So you loved their course.
Yeah.
I love it. I just saw one of their testimonies from it. It does look like all the students, a majority of them are killing it.
They're killing it. They're killing it. I said, I want to be this one guy. His name is Ansel. I was like, Ansel's, he just started flipping and he doing it. And I'm like, I want to be like you when I grow up. But he is killing it. So, and that's another goal that I have, by next year, I'll be doing my thing too.
I love it. And so what, I guess, kind of one of my last questions for you is what, with someone starting out, everyone's like, do I get a coach? Do I not? Where do I go? How do I start? Like, what would be like your advice to someone who is just like starting and not really knowing how to get going, or maybe having that like analysis paralysis type thing?
Well, the one thing that I would say, and I mean, even, being in this, the first thing that I was told was to make sure you read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this book, Traction.
Oh, yes, I've heard of that.
And
did you notice, y'all? She just pulled that out from her desk because that's how she has it right there. Flip.
It's all bent. It's all bent.
All right, I will link these below in the description for people.
Also, it's important that people join a real estate group.
Okay.
So one of the groups that I joined early on was Philadelphia Real Estate Investors Association, the Philly RIA. Nick Tang runs that group in Philadelphia. Then I joined BRAG, which is the Black Real Estate Alliance group that was founded by Dan, the real estate man. He actually just bought the whole block of Lancaster Avenue.
Wow.
So I'm in that group. And I can't wait till COVID is over so that we can get back to meeting. And I also belong to Better Than Success by Nicole Purvey in Philadelphia as well. So, and I also had a mentor. It is always good to have a mentor or a coach that can guide you through this whole situation. And I know that sometimes people be like, oh, it costs so much money, but it's an investment in your future. I would say make sure you do your due diligence, though. You want to make sure you want to ask the right questions. How many deals have you closed? What type of investor are you? Did you have a coach or a mentor before? What are some suggestions or advice that you can offer? How many times can we meet a week? Are we meeting face to face, or are we meeting on the phone or on, virtually? How can we communicate? What is it that you can actually teach me? And the other thing that I also listen to him, Zig Ziglar, The Secrets of Closing the Sale.
I love Zig Ziglar.
Yeah, man, y'all gotta listen to him. He's on YouTube. I mean, he's I don't even know if he's still living.
Yeah.
He's a much older man. But when it comes to closing, I don't care what you're doing. You got to listen to him. And I also listen to Rich, his right here, Jeffrey, the Little Black Book of Connection, because it's all about relationship. And you got to know how to make those connections. So you cannot be in this thing, and it's not an individual thing, right? Because we're not independent, we're interdependent. I depend on you, you depend on me for help. So I would just say, make sure you have the right people and that you're surrounding your people with like-minded people. I keep saying people, Lord, like-minded person. And you will watch yourself grow. Make sure you keep a journal of everything that you're doing in terms of where you started out and where you're going. And depending on, your faith, make sure that you are focusing on that, making sure that you are giving that some time, because there are times when you're going to meet challenges and obstacles. I met so many challenges and obstacles since I've been doing wholesaling, but I keep going. And there are days when I was like, oh, I forget this. I ain't doing this no more. But because I surround myself with the right people, Jabri, and Sheneeta and Stephanie, and of course my business coach, because I surround myself with like-minded people, they continue to pour into me and tell me to stop that negative talk, but be positive about every situation. So it's just important that you do that.
I just love that. I mean, you talk about wanting to give up, or like those times, you literally spent 3 months finding a seller, and then then COVID hit, had to wait another 3 months just for it to even close. You could have at like week 1 just been like, I can't find anything, bye. I'm not going to waste my time with this.
Yeah. And that negative self-talk did come. And then, Stephanie was like, you got to close this deal. You got to do what you got to do to close it, and because there were so many times when I wanted to give up.
Right.
But, I just keep going. So it has taught me a lot about me, right? That it's so easy to give up, but it's so rewarding when you don't.
Oh my gosh. And now look, like, I feel like you're definitely like, you closed 2, then you got 2 more on deck. Like, it's just like a domino effect now. You put in all that work, and then it just like,
I closed 3 and I got 2 more on deck.
3 more and 2. And then we've got 10 coming per month.
Wait, I got 3. Wait, I closed 3. Oh no, I got 3. I had 3. So I got one property under contract in Winfield on the block that I grew up on, and I have 2 in Delaware. And so they're under assignment right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you have even more.
Yeah, and I'm not, and there's no stopping because it's about to go down. So I'll be starting to work bright and early tomorrow and get more. So in all of my deals here on DealMachine, so everyone that I've done or that I'm doing I put it on my DealMachine. Everyone.
I love that. And you're having the mail, you're making sure they're being touched in some way. Like, you have your mail, your cold calling, if you want a door knock. I love it. You're such an inspiration, and I can't wait. We're going to do this again, and you're going to be like, Elise, I have 10 this month, and I got 10 on deck for next month.
Yes.
I love it. And I'm going to send you, David will send you some swag, because I know you have your success call with him, right?
Yes.
Okay. But I'll send you some more swag. Do you drink coffee? Do you like coffee?
I love, yes.
I will get you an exclusive DealMachine coffee mug.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But thank you so much for being on here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Once COVID's over, I hope we can actually meet.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to, to working with you guys more. And I'm just so excited for what's about to come, my way going forward into 2021.
Oh, it's going to be nothing but bliss. You're working
your way. I don't get no more gray hair though. You see all the gray hair I got? Girl.
That just shows.
I'll get some dye.
That just shows how wise and experienced you are.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
All right now. Take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.